We find out now as we join our commentators, Jimmy Greaves, and first we hear from Alan Perry.
A tie that has all the makings of a classic could be decided by two of the most formidable strikers in the game. Wolves' Steve Bull has returned to scoring form at just the right time. Two here against Millwall on Saturday, ending an unusually long spell for him of 6 games without a goal. And Stan Collymore is leading Forest's attack even more impressively than he did last season. 9 goals already, including 2 against Hereford in the previous round. Well, Wolves have been forced to make changes because Peter Shirtliff and Tony Daly are injured. Mark Venus moves into the back 4, Paul Birch is on the right wing, and Jeff Thomas returns in midfield for the first time since August. Wolves, remember, top of the First Division, and they've lost only once in 9 games at Molineux. Forest, who are currently second in the Premiership, are also in sparkling form, of course, and they're back to full strength tonight with the return of Des Little to right back. He's missed the last 3 games with a back injury and replaces the Norwegian Haaland. Forest are unbeaten this season in 13 games. Aimed at Kelly. Phillips gets it away for Nottingham Forest. Collymore challenging young Jamie Smith. Ferguson. Birch hammers the cross in towards Bull. It was a good clearance by Des Little. Thompson with the shot. He's got himself 5 goals already this season, Andy Thompson. They've all come from the penalty spot, but he's very capable of scoring from open, being forward in a good position as well. And Roy up alongside him. Stone also in support. That was good defending, really, by Mark Venus, although he has given away the corner. But he held his ground against the difficult customer, Collymore.
There was a good tussle between both men there, Al. Even Stephen. Could have gone for a goal kick, went for a corner.
Plenty of problems for Wolves. Cooper's forward, so is Chettle. Wone will take the kick left-footed, and he can get a lot of curve on these, and does towards the near post area. It's almost scrambled in, it is in! It might have been rather a messy goal, that, but it's a goal nonetheless, and it comes with only 6 minutes of the game gone. It looked as though Wolves had survived it, but no.
I think Stuart Pearce got this. I'm not 100% certain, but it might have even been an own goal. It was a messy one, you're quite right, Al. If you see the ball coming across, I see Stuart Pearce going for it, and I think it's Pearcey that makes the initial No, it's an own goal, definitely. Very messy from Wolves' point of view.
Certainly the last player who came off was the man on the line, Jamie Smith. And Kelly took that beautifully on the chest. Bull had made an early run for him, now he's found him. And it's come off Chettle for a corner.
Yes, it's an interesting game. Wolves with their direct approach and Forest with their easy build-up, and it really is developing into a very interesting contest.
Birch's corner, hit into the near post area. Thomas getting under it again. Pearce gets it clear. Back in from Darren Ferguson. It's head tennis at the moment. Venus again keeps it going. Is someone going to kick this ball? They are now. And it's an excellent kick when it came to from Woe to release Collymore. Chance of a goal here, I can tell you. I would have put money on him to score that one. He seemed to have got into exactly the right position. Venus, who finds Froggatt with a good ball. Thompson now. Ferguson. Looking for Bull, far post. A bit of a piece.
Wonderful.
A superb shot, but I'm sure Mike Stowell will be disappointed he didn't keep it out. And Forest have a second goal in 21 minutes.
Another great move by Forest. And he goes past the defender as though he's not there. He's a class act, there's no question about it.
And the Dutch international's 6th goal of the season. It bounced horribly in front of the Wolves goalkeeper. The sort of thing that goalkeepers absolutely dread. And as we expected, The former Southend player Jason Lee will get a rare opportunity for a first-team run now, replacing the injured Stan Collymore. Bohina, what a beautiful angle ball that was to Wone, who just couldn't quite take it in his stride. Good work by Birch. Froggatt. Looking for ball in the penalty area. That was a good effort. Played it into the right area, but Chettle saw the danger. It's good defending by Des Little. Lee, poor control though from him. Ferguson, Thompson now for Wolves. Froggatt survived the challenge to find Bull, who returns it to the former Villa man. Plenty in the middle for the cross, but it didn't really need the acrobatic effort from Kelly. It needed something a little... Thompson, now can this be the moment Wolves get a chink of daylight? Thompson driving it in, Pearce with the clearance. Bull's there again, and it comes to Kelly, and he lays it off to Birch. Yes! Maybe that is the chink of daylight that Wolves have been looking for. 4 minutes to half-time, they pulled the goal back. Paul Birch. And in fairness, it was an excellent move.
It was a good move, actually. The ball was well won by Stevie Bull. And this is a great strike by Birch. Great strike. Curls beautifully into the corner. If you look here, Stevie Bull wins the ball. That's the main thing. Nice ball played off. And this is a lovely strike. Really beautifully driven.
Froggatt. Thompson getting forward. Played in early towards Kelly. It's a good ball down to Birch. He's done well, Birch. He's done very well. And it flicks in towards Bull. And the downward header, a chance for Ferguson. That could have been the equaliser. Right on the stroke of half-time. Wolves could have been level. They've got a corner. Not a goal. Amazing how this game has suddenly turned around in the space of a couple of minutes. Froggatt curling it in, headed away by Lee. Birch again. It's a decent looking cross, but it was left by Bull. And then suddenly, one mistake there by Venus has put them back under pressure again, but that's good play by Thompson. In it goes to Bull. Calm defending by Pearce.
I thought it's got to be the equaliser. Don't quite know how it didn't. Great save by Chettle.
And he might well have made Wolves' life even more difficult there. That was a good save.
Well, a good save from Mike Stowell, but you'd have to say that you defensively in this situation, he leans back just as he shoots it.
Lee denied by the goalkeeper then. Forest have an early corner. Whipped in dangerously, and Stowell got there well again, and then the effort from Coupland, from Kelly and Bull. And the free kick. Push. Chettle looks disgusted and mystified. Good position this as well for Wolves.
Drive it in.
Froggatt does just that. It's a goal! Wolves are level. David Kelly's header. Hardly a flicker of emotion from the manager. But inside, he must be absolutely delighted. They've pulled back what looked, frankly, an impossible situation. 2-0 down to 2-2.
Great ball in. Kelly there, lovely.
David Kelly's 8th goal of the season. He also scored in the last round against Chesterfield. And remarkably, It's back to Wolves 2, Nottingham Forest 2. Well, you can only imagine Frank Clark's thoughts the first half.
Was some save this, because Lee gets his foot to it. That's pure reaction.
Great goalkeeping. He's kept the game alive. Bohinen. Phillips. Lee, the man underneath it. And he was pushing in his attempts to win the ball. Free kick to win. First touch since he came on as a substitute. Smith. Emblem's there again. He's done well. He's done really well here, Emblem. Oh, what an inviting cross that was. That could well have produced the winner, but Bull couldn't quite reach it.
Actually, I'm not sure whether this wasn't a shot, because if it had been a genuine cross and he'd have slowed it down slightly, it would have been a goal. Brilliant run, though.
It's dangerous, Nottingham Forest. Bohinen. Whoa. Knocked in to Lee. The downward header finds Roy, and he should have found the net. It wasn't an easy chance by any means, but for a player of his ability, it was certainly a chance. Strong enough to hold off the challenge, and indeed gets the free kick in the end. Thompson fouling him.
Must get my chimney swept.
But I think Pearce will fancy this one. And whacks it straight through. The deflection has taken it in, and that might well be the winning goal now. And Pearce has had a hand in 2 of Forest's goals tonight. That could be the most important.
Well, it's definitely an in-off.
It was Kelly.
Never quite sure whether forward should be defending in that position. You can't blame Kelly. Just one of those things that happens.
Well, Frank Clark, who won League Cup medals as a player at Forest, 2 of them in fact, knows his side have played well, but also ridden their luck a little bit tonight. But nonetheless, they keep their marvellous record in this competition intact and go through to the next round. And Stuart Pearce, who else, played a large part in making it possible to deny the man who used to manage him in the national team, of course. Pearce with a very big say in 2 of the Forest goals. Wolves fought back brilliantly from a 2-0 deficit to pull it back to 2-2. But in the end, Nottingham Forest just had too much for them, and they go through. Final score at Molineux, Wolves 2,